when Kings talk, the conversation's different. But you already know that. I'm your host, William23. Today is another special episode. I have my lovely guest here, Miss Shalil Jacks.
Hello, everyone.
And today's episode will be on ovarian cancer. She is a cancer survivor. She fought cancer and knocked it out. And to me, that's quite an achievement.
Well, they called it early.
They call it early.
God achievement.
There you go.
If it had been ovarian cancer, is normally caught too late.
Too late.
It's usually stage 4 before a lot of people find out.
Right.
That one, and then the other one that my brother-in-law died of.
Oh, okay.
Those are the two that men and women is hard to detect. So you have to ask them for a scan, a PET scan.
A PET scan.
The regular MRI will not do that.
Right. Okay. So it's a special scan that they have to use to detect it.
And they can find any, but you have to ask for it. A doctor won't volunteer it.
Right.
But you can't ask for it. And ladies, you gotta ask for it.
You gotta ask for it, ladies. You got to ask for it. And during my study, men too. Most women of the age of 55 or older develop this ovarian cancer, but also patients in their 40s and 50s have also been diagnosed with it as well. And if you have a family history of breast cancer and ovarian cancer, it's something for you to be looking out for too, because it could be hereditary.
That's right. I made sure, I told my daughters, check it out.
Yeah, check, most definitely.
Every year I want y'all to check
yourself. Most definitely. So, how did you notice something was wrong? When did that process begin?
I tell you, I'll never forget. It was the last of July of last year.
Last year.
I woke up at 6 in the morning with this excruciating pain.
Right.
Had never felt it before.
Right.
And I was like, ugh. And I know Ashley's had her appendix taken out.
Okay.
So I say, look at your scar. I called it 6. I said, look at your scar and let me know what side it's on. She's like, oh, mama. But while I was talking to her, I was in pain.
You was in pain then?
Next thing I know, she was calling 911.
Wow.
And I'm like, why was she calling 911?
Yeah.
I can't afford no $50,000 ambulance.
Right.
So, but I'm glad she did.
Yes.
Save my life.
Yes.
That one call, because had she not done it, I would have laid in that bed and suffered through it.
Yes, ma'am.
And now I do remember, I thought it was because I wasn't working at the state school. You know how you have to walk
walk in,
so I would do like 20,000 steps a day, 17 at
right,
most.
and then you wasn't doing that no more.
So I thought it was just that.
Right.
But then my stomach, I would look at women, and I don't look at them in a way that I want them or nothing like that. But I look at women's shapes. I look at their legs. I do.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I try to find something to compliment a person on. I like to uplift. So I would look at women and I would see some bigger girls. They still would be fine. Yeah. My stomach was shaped as if I was pregnant.
Okay.
And
that was one of the symptoms I was looking at, the swelling of the abdominal.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
And I didn't know. Who knows they have cancer?
Right. Who knows? Yeah.
So anyway, the ambulance picked me up. They took me there. Then they was like, took x-rays and stuff. And then they was like, we're sending you to Abilene. We got to put a stent between your bladder and your something. I don't forgot what that is. And so I have a stent. And it was separated because I had a mass, 9.2 centimeters.
Wow.
And
that's pretty big.
That's kind of pregnant.
Yeah.
I delivered a baby, really.
Yeah.
You just didn't bring it home.
Wow.
But I was so swollen. My mom told me, she said, you're really not fat. You just look swollen.
Yeah, you look swollen.
And so I never paid it any attention. So they shipped me from the ER to Abilene by ambulance.
Right.
I caught COVID in the. And so.
Ain't that something?
The next morning I had surgery to put the stent.
Okay.
Then I had to go to a doctor here. And then I said, you know what? I want to go to a doctor in Dallas.
Yeah.
Some specialists.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I found the doctor and I just busted out crying. I never cried. Let me tell you this.
Okay.
when I first heard it from the doctor, I got in the car. I always pray. I talk to God while I'm riding.
Most definitely.
So I got in the car, and it was quiet. It was quiet. And I said, God, where are you? I don't hear you talking now. I'm mad, really.
Right.
I said, God, I don't hear you talking now. But I said, God, all I do is pray for people.
Right.
And I treat people kind.
Yeah, so why me?
Why me? Well, you know why? And he said, not in an audible voice, you know what I'm talking about, he speaks to you. He say, you are no respectable person. What do you mean? And that's in the Bible. It could happen to anybody.
Anyone, yeah.
It could happen to anybody.
Right.
So then I kind of chilled out. Let me tell you what I did. I'm crazy. I didn't even smoke cigarettes no more. I've been quit cigarettes about 2.5 years.
You would have got
I went and got me a pack. I got a pack of cigarettes and I tried to finish them that same night.
Oh Lord!
I did. I was just hurt.
You was hurt, right?
And I was damaging. You know, I shouldn't have did that. But you know, you don't know what you're gonna do when you hear bad news.
And you know, when you hear the word cancer, you always think of, oh, am I gonna die?
Yep. But you know what? But the thing about that. Cause I mean, it's still a possibility. One day I'm gonna die anyway.
Oh, we all are.
It's still possible that it could come back.
Right.
But I could go do the same treatment.
Same thing.
But if I do, I'm not afraid because I know my relationship with God.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying? I know where I'm going. You know.
And that was a question I had. So it can come back. Okay.
It can come back.
So take me through the process of getting rid of it. How did you fight that, and how did that go?
When I first went to the doctor, she was a lady from maybe like Arabic descent.
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am.
And she saw me, she looked at me, and she said, I'm real busy. She said, but she looked at her nurse, she said, let's put some things off. We're going to do this surgery Friday.
Wow.
Hurry up, that was 3 days later,
rushed you in there.
And when she got in there, the cancer had affected my appendix. They took out my appendix, my ovaries, my fallopian tube. They took out something else. But they put the splint. I had the splint. But the cancer had spread to my bladder.
Wow.
She said it was about a quarter size.
So
she cut it out. And she told me she meticulously took out every piece of cancer. I knew that was going to happen. She took out every piece of cancer. And she said, I took out every piece. She said, but I still want you to do chemo because just in case I didn't see it. Right, in case you missed some. That's what it was.
Wow.
And when I woke up,
you felt better.
I felt so much better. I'm whispering. I felt so much better. And even at this day, I still have my knee pain and back pain. Old lady stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
But I have not felt this good in years.
That's good.
I feel like me.
Right. Feel like yourself again.
And I even look like myself because I lost 60-something pounds. Just from the cancer.
Right. So I know you feel different.
Oh, yeah.
Feel healthier and lighter and all that.
I went and bought me some tighter jeans.
Stella got a groove.
Well, you know, because I spoke when I went home. I was in Dallas 8 months, so I was just wearing tights. And I noticed they weren't tight no more. But when I got home and put on some pants and took off to walk in another room, the pants fell to the floor. I was like, I lost that much weight.
You lost that much weight.
So now I'm buying all new clothes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So what do you have to stay medicated or do you take medicine?
I don't take medicine. She offered me a medicine. She said I could give you a pill, but it'll give you lupus. Oh no, you don't want that. I just want to fight one demon.
One demon at a time.
One demon. I don't want nothing, because all the medicine got all these side effects.
Right, exactly. What's the point of taking the medicine?
Yeah, if I'm gonna get it, she said, then it'll make you lay in the bed a lot. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna life.
Yeah.
Now that I know I have cancer and your thing, she told me a 5-year life expectancy.
Okay.
But I know what God could do.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they told my daughter Stephanie the same thing, and Stephanie has made it way
past that. Way past
I'm not saying she had cancer,
right,
but she was sick at one time.
Yeah.
And they told her that, and I watched her.
Yeah.
That's a fighter.
Fight.
Yeah.
You gotta fight.
When they told me that, I thought about her. I said, God could do anything.
Right. And I read a lot, and I was reading that when most people get sick, they dwell too much on the sickness and not overcoming it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think positive.
You do.
And stay positive and say, listen, I'm going to beat this thing.
And
I'm overcoming it.
It's really hard to do.
I bet it is. I bet it is.
I know, like I was at Ashley's house and I'd be on the couch and she would want me to be in the bed and I'd be like, no, I'm good here.
Yeah.
And I was in her house. 3 o'clock in the morning, I would just bust out crying.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Yes, ma'am. Take your time. That's something to overcome. It's something to overcome, and the emotions of it is real.
Yeah.
It's real, folks.
I would cry. Mm-hmm. So every time that would happen, I would put on some TD Jakes, get a word.
Yeah, get a word in.
And that word,
feed your spirit.
I just pick one.
Yeah.
And it would be right for me.
Yeah.
So then I start doing that every night. Mm-hmm. I haven't been sad.
Right.
I haven't cried. I cried because I just had a memory of it, you know.
Yes,
and I can remember my first chemo. Mm-hmm. It was done so fast. I didn't know I was going to actually have chemo that day I went in. And it was like I was trapped because I really didn't want to take chemo.
Yeah.
Because I have told people, if I get cancer, I ain't taking the chemo.
I hear that all the time.
Because the chemo take people out.
Yeah, I heard that.
But when you fight for your life.
Yeah, you do anything to try to.
I should have shut up. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't have said anything like that because I didn't know anything about cancer.
Right.
So I should have shut up because then I realized, people fighting for their life.
Fighting for their lives.
They just trying to get it. Yeah. So
hang on to life.
I ask God to forgive me for that because I hope I ain't mislead anybody by saying, I'm going to take it. Yeah.
It's a fear thing, you know, the unknown. You don't know.
When I had the chemo, nobody told me I was going to hurt. While you getting the chemo.
Yeah, explain that to us.
Okay.
Many people ain't, into this.
They make up your own cancer stuff. And it's an IV. Mm-hmm. Well, I had 2 bags. And it would take about 5 hours.
Wow.
But they give you some good stuff.
Yeah.
To where you're just like,
yeah.
So, but nobody never told me I was going to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
When about 2 days later, I woke up screaming.
Excruciating
I
pain.
scared Ashley. I scared Shalisa because Ashley called everybody because she didn't know what to do.
Yes, ma'am.
And I was calling. I wanted a hospice, and you know what hospice means.
Yes, ma'am.
And I told him, I said, I'm not taking it no more.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not taking it no more. And so I guess Ashley told my sister in California, and then my other sisters.
Yes, ma'am.
And everybody was calling me, telling me to take it.
Yes, ma'am.
Take it. And I'm like, y'all don't know what this feels like. And it's a bone. It's like deep in your bones where you ain't never felt something.
Where you ain't felt something
It's
before.
bone chilling.
Wow.
And I wanted to die at that moment. And so my sister flew down, which my other sister, one lives in Dallas, one lives in Atlanta. Now she flew down for my initial surgery.
Right. I seen that on Facebook.
And then my other sister, once I said I wasn't taking it no more, her best friend is an oncologist.
Okay.
Very familiar. So she came down, went to the doctor with me, walked me right through another chemo. So I just kept taking them.
Yes, ma'am. But just continue to explain that process. Well, the chemo. Yes.
The chemo was.
I'm gonna go get some tissue. Talk to the people.
The chemo is they give you 2 bags. Some people might get 1, but when it's going in, it don't hurt. It's just. It happened to me like 2 days later. And it's the most excruciating thing I ever been through. But I made it out of it. And like we were saying before, the swelling of the stomach, if your stomach is shaped, formed like you're pregnant, please go get it checked because we don't be knowing. Please go get it checked. And I didn't mean to come on here and cry.
Oh, it's fine. That lets the people know it's real.
Really real.
It's real. Yes, ma'am.
And it was really painful. And it's the worst thing I ever been through in my life, ever. And I see why they call them survivors.
Survivors, yes.
Because it's really horrible.
You really fought for your life.
And I was blessed I didn't have to do the radiation, because some people have to do the radiation and the chemo.
Wow.
But God let me do one, and I'm
let you do one.
But it don't hurt until a couple of days after. But then I had to do 6 months of chemo.
Oh, okay.
Which, like, once a month.
Right, once a month.
So I just stayed in Dallas, but it started getting worse. I would be laying there when I first get chemo. I could walk. They give me these steroids. I could walk around and clean up. But after day 2 or 3, it's like on the couch, just flat on my back, holding on to the wall, just trying to get to the bathroom. Yeah. So the more I got it in my system, the more I laid around, because it got, I guess I was filled up with the chemo medicine.
Yes,
so it started getting where I didn't even have 3 days to just feel good. Just be when I get home. And I bought a foot massager, and it helps me a lot. But what I would do, lay on the couch, instead of putting my feet in it, I prop it up and I put my legs in it.
There you go.
And I let it just roll, and that would kind of help me. Now your fingertips go numb, and your feet, your toes are numb, and that's called neuropathy. And it's like millions of pins.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm just now starting to get the feeling that I was wondering if I would ever get it back.
Get it back. Cancer survivor.
I'm a survivor.
She is a survivor, fighting.
Yeah, somebody told me yesterday, they say, you're a cancer survivor. I said, yeah, cancer don't want to mess with me.
Yeah, there you go. That's the attitude you gotta have.
I'm gonna whoop it again if it goes.
Yes, ma'am. And that's the attitude that you gotta have.
Positive, like positive.
Be a fighter.
I didn't give up. Like I said, I would have some emotional outbursts,
and that's normal. Because
I was processing.
Yes, ma'am.
But then I was like, okay, God, whatever you got for me.
Whatever you got for me.
Even if it's death, I know where I'm going.
Yeah, I'll face it with my chest out.
Yeah, gotta be better than this world.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I mean, I would miss everybody, but
of course,
but I want women to do better, because I was bad. I go to the doctor on these knees and surgeries and back, but those are basically the doctors I was going to.
Go actually get
you really need an OBGYN, ladies.
Yes,
you do. You do. I figured, because since I was menopausal, I was good.
Yes, ma'am. And is that something that they can detect even when women go have pap smears? Is that something, could they check that way? Or
because when I had the pap smear.
You would think so.
When I had because he gave me a pap smear. And he said, oh my God. No, I had a partial hysterectomy. Boy, I'll be bugging mine. I had a partial hysterectomy. So when he went up in there, he said, wow, your uterus is huge.
Swollen.
I don't have a uterus. They took that out. He said, oh. So that was the mass.
Yes, right. That
was the mass.
Exactly.
So he sent me right away.
Yeah, he knew then, right then.
Dr. Cooper was so good. You know Dr.
Dr. Cooper in Brownwood? Okay.
Yes, you know him?
Yes, ma'am.
He was so
Shout out to Mr. Cooper.
Love you, Doc. and I don't know. When I woke up from the surgery, I had dropped weight just from them taking it out of me.
Just from taking it out. Wow. And to just to be.
I had dropped 20 pounds when they took it out.
Right. And that's the thing, man. I tell people all the time, you chase wealth, these material things. Don't forget about your health.
Don't forget about your
health. Go check up on yourself. Make sure everything is going well on the inside.
That's right.
Instead of worried about what you put on the outside.
And let me tell you a little bit about that, and I hope I ain't over talking.
No, go ahead, man.
But I had went to Temple to get the sleeve, because I had got so big.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
I couldn't even tie my shoes without breathing hard. And it was just different. It was hard to move around to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know it was hard to be heavy.
Yeah.
But somebody told me, if you've been heavy all your life, you don't know. But if you gain it, it's harder.
It's harder, right.
So
makes sense.
I went to the doctor. They did the MRI. They were ready to schedule. I had to go see a psych. They make you do these things, the insurance. So, but every time it was time to go, I said, God, not my will, but thy will be done. Them people was gonna give me that sleeve. You got an MRI, so you should have seen what they seen.
You should have seen what they seen.
Yeah.
You should have caught that.
But you were gonna do it anyway and sew me back up and send me home.
Wow.
And to me, I told God, Lord, forgive me for being vain. Because I wanted to lose that weight because it was hard on me.
Yeah, it was hard.
But I wanted to look good too, ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I wanted to look good
we all do. We all
do. If I hadn't prayed and said, God, not my will, but thy will be done, I would have went and laid up there to get that. And I might have wouldn't made it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So all that vain stuff, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
For sure.
And I was real vain about my weight. I would be. I would tell Jody, oh, I'm so fat. He said, why are you worried about all of that? You're fine. You're beautiful.
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, you just telling me that.
You just feeding that too.
You just telling me that.
Yes, ma'am.
When I go somewhere with you, you be running.
You be running.
Like, I don't know, you ain't trying to be seen with me. Gotcha. But anyway, but he's the best. Since I've been back home, he checks on me. When I have to go to the emergency room, I don't care if I call him at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
He in my house in 10 minutes.
And that's why I wanted to talk about your support team when you was dealing and going through all this.
My support team was basically, at first it was my mom's sisters and, everybody came at the initial.
The initial.
But then the hard work came because I had a daughter suffering in the hospital, had been in there a month. So, I'm dealing with something, she's dealing with something. Man. So, I'm more worried about her than I was myself. But I knew I had to do what I needed to do so I could feel better for her to take care of her, Exactly. So, it's just, I don't know.
And just to be and to have that good support system from the people that
my daughters. And then I had Deborah, Constance, Hollingsworth, coming to Dallas. Well, Deborah live in Great Prairie, but they come check on me. You know who is in your corner when you get sick.
Yes, ma'am.
And I got that from Deborah. She said, Mr. Worth used to tell her, you know your friends if you're in the hospital or you you go to jail. You know who your friends are.
You know who your real friends are. Yes, ma'am.
But I've also said this. While I'm laying down on my back, I could see through people.
Yeah.
It's like a triple vision.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I could see stuff. And I was like, wow, it's got to be. And I meant to ask. I wanted to ask. I wanted so bad. I wanted so bad. Because Draco found out around the same time I did. And I did get to go see him and visit him.
You did? Okay.
And I was praying for him, and I would send him, when I listened to Jake's, I'd send it to him. Yeah, you
send it to him.
Because we were supposed to be on a platform together, thanking God. But God wanted him more. He's a good person.
Yeah, good man.
Anyway, let's get myself together. But that was two family members going through it. And it just hurt me. Because I had just finished chemo, so I wasn't able to go to his funeral. But Mr. Kirk taped it, so I felt like I was there.
You felt like you was there.
Yeah, but it was a hard thing. I didn't know enough to but it was a fight.
The thing about cancer too is how it sneaks up. It's just out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
You know what? Long time ago, I chased some doctors in Fort Worth. After I had my partial hysterectomy. I had a headache and I went to the ER and the man told me, this is 20 years ago.
A while back.
He said, well, like you got a spot on your bladder and you got you need to go. He said, your cancer levels are high. So I went to a doctor.
Yeah, you went to a doctor.
So he sent me to a urologist for the bladder. Oh, that's nothing but endometriosis. Then I went back to the doctor that did the surgery. Oh, that's probably just it. But you ain't taking no views. You're telling me from across the desk.
Right.
So I couldn't make them do nothing. So it was out of my hands.
Right.
But God spared me 20 more years.
20 more years.
20 more years at stage 2. It should have been over for me.
Right.
I got something to do for
Yes,
him.
ma'am.
I got something to do
Yes,
for
ma'am,
him.
you do. That's a
That's
testimony.
Yeah,
That's
he
a
saved me
testimony.
because it was showing up then.
Yeah, it was showing
but
up
I
then.
couldn't get him to do. Can I say this?
Go ahead.
And I don't mean no harm.
Go ahead, man.
Black women, it is so hard to get somebody to care for you because they think you're there for the pills, and they're gonna give you the less pain pill that they can give you. And when my counterparts are white, and I'm not prejudiced, my counterparts are white, they go home with all the good stuff.
Right.
But they look at us as if we're druggies or we're this, that.
Yeah,
even though they can see the test or see the thing,
and see what's
they
going
still try to tell you what they think.
And it's funny that you say that. I was looking at the percentage of women that overcome this ovarian cancer, and it's only 62% in African American women and 68% survivors in white women.
Get better care.
So and I was like, man, why
it should be the same?
Yeah, it should be the same. And that kind of struck me. I was like, wow, I wonder why I'm that.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I got it, I guess there's some kind of law or whatever. I started getting lawyers calling me.
Wow.
Because have you seen on TV?
I seen that about the lawsuits.
Mine happened just when it happened.
About the lawsuits.
So they started calling me.
Yeah.
Because like I told them, I don't know. I did use powder. I'm a powder girl.
Yeah.
And it's hard because I haven't been using powder. And powder is real good in the summer when you sweat. It stops sweating. But I'm scared of chemicals. I'm scared I'm not gonna put any more perms on my hair. No texturizers. My hair came back pretty.
Yeah, it did.
But I'm not gonna do it. Now I'm scared of chemicals.
Chemicals, right?
I am. I'm scared
all natural.
All natural stuff, and I'm supposed to start growing my food.
Yeah.
Because they don't care about us. It's about the dollar.
It's about the dollar.
It's about the dollar. It ain't about the person. It's about what can you come up with.
Because most of the food nowadays, it don't got that much nutrition in it anyway. Or taste.
That's because they're totally mass producing it to make more money. They're rushing it.
Right.
So they could get it out there.
Instead of letting it take its natural course.
Letting God do what he does best.
Exactly. And I was listening to this one lady. She was speaking. She went over to, I think she went to Africa, and she was just saying how much better the fruit tastes.
I bet sweet.
She said it don't taste like fruits in America.
Well, okay. Well, when I was a kid, fruit was sweet.
It was sweet.
It's all bitter.
They said
they look pretty in the store, but bite in it. It ain't got no taste.
It ain't got no taste. They said she was talking about the soil that's over here in America. She's like something going on in the U.S. A lot of people not paying attention to it.
Yeah. I wish I I love Brownwood, and I ain't moving out of here. Right. I came back to retire here.
Yes, ma'am.
But I wish we had that dirt like East Texas, that red
clay
dirt. Because that's rich in soil.
It's rich in soil.
So if I have to go get some bags the next time I go, but I'm gonna get me a garden.
Yeah.
And I planted some stuff. My bell peppers came up, and
there you go.
And so I know I can do it.
Yes,
and my neighbors, my landlords, they live next to me. Do anything for me.
That's good.
I love them.
That's good. That's good.
They're good to me.
So what would you tell anybody that's fighting cancer now, that's scared?
Don't be afraid. Put your trust in God and walk away. And if you take it out of his hand, put it back. Because ain't nothing you can do. Nothing you can say. He made everything. He owns everything. So me worrying about it, ain't nothing I could do.
Nothing.
But him, putting my trust in him, he can do everything. And look what he did.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. So when you started losing your hair, was that from the chemo?
Yes.
Okay.
And as soon as I got the chemo, I had already just cut my hair this short, right? Well, I actually had peeled it, bald.
Wow.
Because I'm crazy like that. I like to do different things.
Yeah.
So, Lord. So my hair had just grown back, but afro. But as soon as I took the chemo, maybe 2 days later, I scratched my head and bam!
Something came out.
It was a patch and then a round hole where it came out of. So I went to a barber. Instead of me seeing that again to make it bad for me, I went to a barber and let him cut it all off. That way I ain't got to see it.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And it took a long. Now it would try to grow back because I did it once a month. It would try to grow back. I have stubble, but once it'd be time for another chemo, and baby, it'd be slick again. I would walk and kind of look like him now, but I would walk in front of a mirror when I'm going to the bathroom. I had no hair, no eyebrows, nothing, no hair, you know. I would walk by the mirror and I said, Lord, if that ain't Uncle Festus from the Uncle Adams family. I would talk to the mirror. I said, Lord, if you ain't looking like Uncle Festus, I look just like him. But I can talk about myself.
Listen, and that's what I was gonna say. To have that sense of humor, and to be able to walk through it like that and fight it with that good, positive vibe.
Right.
That's why you overcame it.
God is good.
That's why you beat it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I learned a lot of things, and I'm not trying to really talk about this. But I learned a lot of things from the boys at the state school, and I would watch. You know, I was a great staff because I care.
Yes, ma'am.
I treat you like I would. If my kid was locked up, I won't. You know what I'm saying? Now I'll snap and get on it
if need be.
They say, Miss Jackson, you go 1 to 60 in less than 60 seconds. Sometimes they say,
to 100 real quick.
Miss Jackson, you look like the Exorcist when you was fussing. But I loved on them. Like one would cuss me out, and then he got real sick, and then me and him had just got into it like the day before. And not trying to do it, I'm just a mother. I would take him water in his room, ice water. I would take him cool rags. And he say, when he did feel better, he said, let me talk to you, Miss McFadden. He said, I cussed you out the other day. And he said, you made me really mad when you fired me. But if you lie to me, you get fired. But he said, but when I was sick,
you took care of me.
You was the only staff that brought me water. He said, I love you, Miss Jackie. I felt like my mama was there. So, But I learned with them, the staff would get mad. The staff would pick on them.
Exactly.
But then when they go off on the staff, they embarrassed and red and upset. Man, them kids could talk about me. And I know they was telling the truth. I bust out laughing with them. They said, man, thank you. Your teeth look like piano keys. And I just bust out laughing. One day I wore some pedal pushers. My legs are real skinny. And you know how they used to do cadence? They were calling cadence, and they see me walking with my group. So they started talking about, and I knew they were talking about it. But the thing about it is, I can laugh at myself.
Exactly.
So it don't bother me.
It don't bother you.
For nobody else to laugh at.
Right.
So they taught me that because the ones that didn't laugh, drug them every day because they knew it bothered me.
They knew it bothered them.
They know nothing could touch me. I laugh when you talk about it.
Yes, ma'am.
I do. But they taught me that, laugh at yourself.
You gotta laugh at yourself, man, and have that sense of humor.
You do.
I mean, being a human and living everyday life, not being so uptight.
You can't be, because that stress will kill you.
Man, it'll kill you and bring you down.
And you know what? Through this whole thing, God has totally healed me because I don't even take blood pressure medicine anymore.
See, look at that. There you go.
I'm thankful.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? This is a good testimony, and I told God, I don't know the reason you put me through this, but I know it is a reason.
It is a reason.
And it's for to help somebody.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I plan on, right now I've been busy with my daughter, and I plan on going to this chemo place here in Brownwood, taking them snacks, talking to them. I got to give it back.
Yes, ma'am, you got to give it back because you know the feelings and the emotions.
I know. And I appreciated them graham crackers when I was going to chemo. Graham crackers.
So, like I say, you know the ins and outs. And it's people that are dealing with this every day.
And I want to be able to help somebody.
Every day. And that's why I really want to get your testimony out to the people.
And I'm glad to give it.
You can. It's all about helping somebody. You know what I mean? It's all about helping somebody. I heard this one thing. It said if everybody was to throw their problems up in the air, you'll try to grab yours again.
Probably would, because you don't know what somebody else's is.
Exactly. And if you look to the left, it's somebody worse than you. And you look to the right, it might be somebody doing better than you.
What do they say? Once I knew a man who had no shoes. Then I met a man who had no legs.
Yes, ma'am.
It's always something.
It's always something. Mm-hmm. It's always something.
And if it wants to come back, I don't want to claim it to come back. That's not what I'm doing. Just trying to talk to you guys. And I'm sensible enough to know that it can come back.
Yes, ma'am.
But I pray God don't let it come back.
Right.
But if it come back, I'm still going to be positive.
You're still going to be positive.
I'm still going to be positive.
No matter what goes, I tell myself, no matter what comes against me, I will hold my head up high and I will continue to be that strong individual. I was dealing with a lot of stuff and no one ever even knew. I was getting ready to go to prison. Nobody ever even knew. They say, man, he living the life, not even knowing that I'm fighting every day. Yeah. They didn't know what was going on the inside and the background.
What you went through was to make you who you are
exactly.
today.
And that's my testimony.
If you didn't go through it, it wouldn't be a testimony.
Exactly.
But God sends a lot of us through things so we could be help to somebody. Right. He see down the line that's supposed to go through something.
And that's the whole point.
And I love that you're strong and God is blessing you, and He's going to continue.
Yeah, and I tell people this all the time. I don't have an image to keep. I have no ego.
Right.
You know, I don't consider myself better than the next person.
Me neither.
And so if I'm able to use myself, my platform, to reach one and teach one, and bring somebody else up, because a lot of times people be needing to hear.
They need a word.
They need a word.
They need a word.
They need a word. And they may not reach out to anybody and ask for that word, you know.
And a lot of times God will put on your heart what to say, but are you going to obey Him and say it to that person?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you think, oh, they might get mad.
Yeah.
But that might be what they waiting to hear.
That's right.
So you got to obey.
And I had so many people, because I went through this program in prison called Toastmasters, public motivational speaking, and man, I got up there, speaking to you get thanked people in prison for a variety of things, some of the hardest of the hard. And the brother's like, man, like you really touched me with that one.
Because they can feel the realness.
Yeah, I needed to hear that. And being out in today's society, I think even not only the older people, but people my age or even younger, but the youth, they need to be able to see and look at a person like me and be like, man, if he could turn it around and do right, I can too.
But it was all in God's time.
Oh yeah, it was all in God's time. It was all in God's time.
Y'all, Will got a good life, child. He does. God is
blessed. We blessed.
And he's got a good woman.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. For sure. For sure.
But cancer can happen to anybody.
It can.
Oh, let me tell you what made me. And it ain't
go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
What made me take chemo in the first place? I kept saying I wasn't gonna take it.
Yeah, you said you weren't gonna take it. So how did you end up taking? You gave in.
I'm gonna show you how I gave in. Every day I would sit the St. Jude's for children with cancer would come on, and them kids would be bald-headed. And I'm like, God, if they could do it,
if the little children could do it.
If they could do it, so he kept putting it in front of me. That commercial came on so much, and I'm a giver to St. Jude's.
Okay.
When I worked for the state school, they took money out every month for St. Jude's. That's good. And I did that because of Yana, my niece Yana. You remember Yana?
Yes, ma'am.
I did that because of my niece Yana. I said, well, how can I help? I can give to the cancer so they can research or whatever.
Exactly.
So I chose St. Jude's because of Yana Boo.
There you go.
But it could happen to anybody. But like he say, stay positive.
Stay positive.
Don't let it take you. Everything is in the mind.
Everything, yes, ma'am.
The devil don't want your car. He don't want your house. He wants your mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't give it to him.
Don't give it to him at all.
I'm kind of thrown off anyway, but me and the devil talk.
I say you normal.
Well, I talk to him. I said, get out. Sometimes I open my door. I say, get out of here.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You got to.
I do.
And I think so many people, man, nowadays, they find that strange. I say, no, I mean, those things are real just like the blood and the flesh.
It is.
The spiritual realm is very real.
Lucifer is out there.
And it's ignored. It's ignored.
It's ignored.
So, like I said, man, when you're dealing with anything in life, always know that it's a spiritual thing too. And we got the good guy on our side.
We got the good guy, but with Lucifer, that's spiritual warfare.
Oh, it is.
You got to fight him.
Oh, it is.
Fight him.
Yes, ma'am.
Because he never gets tired and he never sleeps.
Right, right.
So,
and he wouldn't be attacking you if you didn't have nothing for him to
it's something special about
Yes.
you. It's something
Yes.
special. And I kept hearing that.
Mhm.
What you going through now is because it's something special.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to tell
Mhm.
some stuff that I could really go deep in and hurt me, but there were some things that happened
That was going on.
that was going on around me.
Mhm.
It hurt me so bad. I'm laying on my back, my daughter laying on her back.
Yeah.
Really?
You fighting too.
Yeah. People that I thought I would never have to fight.
Yes, ma'am.
And that hurt me so bad.
Yeah. Right.
And you know, Ashley had to go to work, so I didn't want her to lose her job because she the feds.
No, of course, yeah.
She worked for the federal government.
Right,
I didn't want her to lose her job. But I tell you, if she thought something was wrong with me, she'd drop it.
Yeah, of course.
And then Shalisa was in the hospital still calling to check on me when something wrong with her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And for a while, we couldn't be in the same space because we were both immune.
Right.
We could catch anything. So I didn't want to give her nothing. She didn't want to give me nothing. Yeah. So
right. When you talk about having strength, man, that takes a lot of strength.
It does. It
does. Even to men out there, these are ladies fighting this, you know. Mm-hmm. So you talk about being strong, it's just not about the physical. Yeah. It's not about the muscle. It's about the inside, the spiritual warfare, and to have that mindset to keep going and to fight the adversity.
That's right.
You know, that's what it's really about. You know, and just having that mindset.
It is.
Because I truly believe if you didn't have that mindset, I don't think I'd be sitting here talking to you right now.
I would have gave in.
Yeah, you would have gave in.
Because I was trying to. Like I said, I would say, just tell them to call hospice. Yeah. Call hospice, because I know hospice will give you so much medicine you don't feel it until you're gone. Right. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm so glad.
I made it.
You made it.
Like I say, my sister, hi Nancy. Her best friend was the oncologist.
Oh, okay.
She sent her a list of questions to ask the doctor, and my sister was asking her every one of them questions.
Every one of them questions.
My cousin, now, I had a ride or die chick. Can't forget her. My cousin Angela.
Shout out to Angela, Miss Angela.
She went to every chemo with me. Wow. I never had to go to chemo. And my last chemo that I thought was going to be my last chemo, I said, God, I can't take it no more. Yeah. I said, because I'm walking around on a walker.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I said, I'm walking around on a walker, and I can't even. Yeah. Angie called me. She said, this is going to be the last. She said, guess what?
Gotta do one more.
I could come with you, but I have to leave at 12. We usually leave by 4 or 5. She said, because I got a meeting at work. Because she works from home, but she had to go in the office. Oh, and that hurt me because I was used to looking at her.
I'll always be there, yeah.
Even if I be asleep, when I wake up, she was right there. So I was like, oh my God. Then I didn't have a lot of strength. I had no energy, barely trying to get down the hall on that walker. And so when we went in, I told Angie, I said, I think I'm going to tell her I'm going to take it.
No.
I said, I'm tired. And I said, I think if I take this one, that's it.
Yeah.
I said, because I'm so weak.
So weak, yeah.
And so, doctor came in and she said, well, I looked at your blood work, everything looks good. She said, you did wonderful. You know, you have to take this chemo. I said, I got energy now. I jumped up. I said, I got energy now. And I praised the Lord all the way.
That was a blessing. That was a blessing. That was a blessing.
But thank you, Angela. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Cherise. My children, Stephanie, Crystal, Monica, all of y'all checking on me. Shalisa checking on me from the bed. And if I'm missing, count it to my head, not my heart. But my mom and Carl, because my mom didn't get to see me a lot, but she would be at the hospital with Shalisa.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I'm saying? So that meant a lot to me.
Yeah, she's over there with your baby.
With my baby. My baby still being, looked after. So I appreciate you, Mama. I know we don't get along so good because we're too much alike.
But the love is still there.
But I love you, and you know I'll go to bed. I'll become what did they call me at the state school? They say, Mama Bear, right? We were in group. And they said, Miss Jackson's really not mean. Yeah. She's a Mama Bear. Yeah. They said, but she could turn into Mama Grizzly.
You spoke it the right way.
But anyway, anybody, if I missed you, cards, Chris Tillman gave me flowers. It's counted to my heart, not my head.
Right.
Well, head, however they say it. See what I'm talking about? Counted to something.
There you go. There you go.
I love everyone, and I thank everyone who prayed for me, who sent money, who just sent encouraging words, and especially for the prayer. I could feel those prayers.
Yeah, you feel it.
I could feel them.
And that's what I want to do. It's never been done before. I've never done it before. But I want to, me and you, I want to say a prayer.
We're going to do it.
Say a prayer for everybody that's out there right now that's fighting cancer or any illness.
Fighting something.
Yeah, fighting something. Any illness that, you know, God give them the strength. And I want you to lead the prayer.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
God, I ask in the name of Jesus, because you say nobody can get through the Father but going through the Son. I thank you, Jesus. I thank you for bringing me through. I thank you for being a hedge of protection for me and my family. God, I ask you to be a hedge of protection to somebody who has any kind of illness. I ask you to put a hedge around them and you give them a positive energy like you gave me. And let them know all they got to do is count on you and you will bring them through. God, I thank you. I thank you and I thank you. And that's all I can say right now because this on phone.
Amen. But I just want to tell everybody out there that's fighting cancer or any kind of illness, stay positive. Don't give up on yourself. And always stay in contact with your Creator. God will see you through.
Yes, He will.
God will see you through. And just stay positive at all times.
And I have enjoyed this.
Yes, ma'am. I enjoyed you coming. I believe it was a message.
It was a message.
It was a message.
And I hope it reached somebody. And that's what I said about the state school. I worked there so long. I wish it was something. I know it's something that hit them like Miss Jack said.
Yeah, she
I would always try to put jewels.
Yeah. You got to drop them jewels.
Instead of telling them what to do. You know how some staff would be like this. I'll tell a kid, they'll say, get that paper. Well, he got 15 years right there.
Yeah.
This is what I would do. Hey, son, can you get that paper? And then I'll walk away, but still watching.
Right.
But it wasn't like I was demanding in front of his peers.
Right, exactly.
It's a way to do things.
It's a way to do things. Yes, ma'am. Yes. But I definitely enjoyed you coming by.
I loved it.
And sharing your testimony.
I loved it.
And I look forward to having you back in the future.
Yes, we got a lot to talk about. Because I love the state school. So I would love to talk about that. I would love to talk to young women anytime. I would be glad.
And to all my viewers out there, always try to stay positive and uplifted at all times. At all times. Never give in to defeat. Don't dwell on the negative. Always reach and strive for the positive.
It's out there.
It's out there. You can do it. If I can do it, she can do it. So can y'all. So make sure you drop down in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel for future episodes.
Please subscribe to the channel. And right now, I'm going to ask you, at nighttime, put in a Will Lean. Ain't that what Will Lean 23?
Will Lean 23.
And just let it play. Because we're trying to get him there. He's going to be big, but just play it at night just to support a fellow Brown Woodian.
Yes, there you go. When Kings talk, the conversation is different. I appreciate y'all for chiming in and viewing this special episode with my special guest, a true cancer survivor.
Bam!
She knocked cancer out. So can you and anybody else that's dealing with it.
I knocked it out with God.
With God. And we're going to end on that note. Y'all have a
love y'all.